Why life feels so different in Britain versus America. The Hickson Diaries, where I'm getting this from, please go over and show Mandy some love. She has an amazing channel over there. We're going to dive right into this one. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Thank you for being here with your girl. So let's find out why life feels so different in Britain versus America. Here we go, right about now.
I've been thinking a lot about the differences in life here in Britain versus life in the United States. And it's not just about like driving on the other side of the road or lots of rain versus lots of snow or pubs versus bars. It's really about the lifestyle. It's about the pace. It's about the rhythm. It's about the way people move through their day. In the United States, it just always felt like a constant race for something. Fast food, fast cars, fast everything.
True.
But here, it's more about a slow, calm, and deliberate perspective. And I really like it. Walking through a British town is just different. There are people that rush a bit, but they're more aware of other people around them, and they're more aware that they may not be the only person that has somewhere to go. And you even get the occasional person that's just strolling along. They have somewhere to be, but they're just not worried about the timeline. Sometimes they pause and notice little things. Like for me, when I'm walking now, I remind myself to walk slower, to notice the little things like sunlight hitting the cobblestones or the smell of fresh bread from a bakery, not from the grocery store bakery section. Quiet streets that are just humming along, and it's almost therapeutic. Back home, walking somewhere, you'll get dirty looks. You'll get kind of, like what's wrong with you, or you must be less of a person because you don't have a car to drive. It's just about, getting to, and instead you get to just walk for a moment to breathe here, to think, to exist. It reminds me that my world is a very, very tiny corner of a greater world, and humbles me and reminds me that though I need to do what I can do to make my little corner of the world the best that I can, it's really not all about me. So tea versus coffee debate is something that I always have a conversation.
So I get what she's saying. And it makes perfect sense. Here in America, you're always on the go. It's like a fast pace. You don't know how to slay. You don't know how to slow down. You're always rushing to somewhere. Yeah. Whether you're rushing to the drive-thru, whether you're rushing to drop your kids to school, whether you're rushing to go shopping, whether you're rushing to even go home, to even go to work, to eat. You're constantly on the go. You're driving fast. Now that she said it and you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense. You don't stop to smell the roses here in the US. You don't. You don't see the little things. You don't appreciate the little things. And when people do walk, they look at a little bit differently, and that's for sure. You understand me? It's like, okay, somebody walking in this area, are they okay? Or something is wrong with them? Did their car break down? Because this is a car world. So I can understand what she say when she's in Britain, when she walks, she just feel at peace. It's a slower pace, nobody rushing, but walking is the norm for you guys, because you just roam from one place to the next, and you're laid back, and you're not constantly rushing. And life don't just get you by because you're just rushing. You learn to appreciate the small things. You see things. You understand me? So I get what she is saying, and it makes a whole lot of sense. And when somebody live one place to the next, and I can identify those stuff, they can appreciate life way better.
Conversations with people about, and I think it's very emblematic of the cultures, actually, because here in Great Britain, tea isn't just about the drink. It's about taking a moment. It's about relaxing. It's about breathing, and it's about just relaxing and reflecting. It's about reflecting. In America, we run on coffee. Coffee is fuel. It's big. It's hot. It's to go. It's racing through you and it's giving you energy. Here in Great Britain, tea is a ritual. You boil the water. You steep the tea leaves or the bag. You pour it slowly. There's this method to the amount of ingredients that go in, the order of the ingredients that go in. You pause, you sip, and you reflect. And it makes everything lighter rather than feeling as though you're constantly going and need the coffee for fuel in order to get through your day. There is a bit more of a hustle culture here in the UK than I had originally thought there would be. But overall, there's still a perspective that work is important, but it's not your whole life here. You do your job, you clock off, and you go home. Lots more people do not worry about work as much when they're on vacation, when they're on a weekend or a holiday, when they're after hours. Whereas in the US, it's just expected. Come in 15 minutes earlier. Have your lunch at your desk in case someone needs you. Stay at least 15 minutes late. Bring your laptop home and check your emails. Make sure that you're checking Sunday night what's going on, so Monday morning you can hit the ground running the minute you come into the office. It's just life. It's about your title. It's about how much money you make, what company you work for, what your degree is in. It's your whole identity in America. And here people just work to live. There is some of that, obviously, but it's a lot more about a means to an end here. And you can catch it slowly just by observing everything around you. We talk about homes. It's not about.
See, I love the way she puts that because it's a process. Tea in the UK is a process. Listen to me. She is so right. It's a process for you guys when it come on to making tea. There's no going around that. Life to me in Britain, when I see it on the outside looking in, somebody's sleeping, guys. You can tell it's early in the morning and I'm up in my bed. But gotta get the videos done some way, somehow, don't it? Yeah, that's what's going on right now. So, arise, join, snore. Why am I telling you all of this? Don't know, but yeah, you're all my regular schmegglers. Anyway, life don't just pass you by in Britain. That's something I notice. Here in the US, life pass you by. Your life is not your life when you come on to a job. Yes, you're always on the go. Drinking tea for you guys is like, it to me is so sentimental. It's time to wrap back, relax a little bit and think about life. You know what I mean? Take a break, take a breather, catch up with people. Here in the US, coffee is on the go. It's to keep you energized. Like she said, everything she said, she is spot on. When it comes on to the US and job compared to the UK, your title, what position you hold in the workplace is important than everything else. And work don't stop when you clock out. And that's one thing I appreciate about the UK. If it's 6 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock and you're done. There's no going around that. If something is not finished, you guys are not panicking. You pick it up the next day when you get there. You're on vacation, it's your time. So when you walk through that door, it's your time. You do not work to live, you live. No, you do not live to work, you work to live. So it's a two total opposite when it comes on to the UK and America overall. And she is right. It's like you're more laid back, you're more relaxed, and life seems more worthwhile living while you're there in the UK. If you get what I'm saying based on all she said.
About the size necessarily. It's about the coziness and the character here in Great Britain, the history that comes from it. Comfort over grandeur. You learn to love a snug little corner, a well-worn-in chair that might be a hand-me-down from a friend, and sunlight when you get it actually coming through the window. Back home, bigger is better. It's impressive. The more you have, the more, you've achieved in your life, the more successful you are, the better status you have. But here, it's more of a minimalist approach. Less is more, and I'm all for that. Even shopping feels different. You get quality of food over buying lots of food or stocking up or big bulk stores. Fewer things, maybe a few more trips to the store, but you don't have to carry as much every time. And you eat everything that you have. It's better food. You cook more. It's not as much fast food or ordering in or grabbing a bite on your way somewhere. And you actually are cherishing and enjoying your food. Life also not just about food, but materialistic things. Life is just uncluttered. We buy what we need. It's a little bit more slow decision making, and we're calmer about our decisions. We're not as impulsively buying while we're here in the UK. It's really subtle, but it changes your mindset about everything, not just shopping. When we talk,
See, I can appreciate that. And she's spot on. Big is better here in the US. Oh, food is fresher, but you're not buying in bulk. You don't need to impress nobody. I get it. Like, there's an appreciation for stuff there in the UK more than there is here in America. It is as if, okay, the history, everything that when you look at it, the comparison that she's making, don't get me wrong, though I'm not saying there's nothing here to appreciate. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying in America there's nothing here to appreciate. I'm not saying like big is not good. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I get what she's saying 100%, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Big is better here in the US. You don't tend to appreciate much. Majority of people. He's not saying that people here, some people here don't. And entitlement, who you are as a person, is more important than anything else. What position you hold in your job, the history of stuff is not as people don't. I don't see people appreciating that a lot. Don't get me wrong. I know there are things here that big is so for some people it's everything, and the little stuff is not important. There are people here who thinks that way, but the majority goes on the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes down to certain things in life and a whole. And I understand what she's saying in the UK when it comes on to just appreciating history, going to the store. Big is not better, you know what I mean? And going to the store, instead of packing for months, you're going to the store to buy food. It's fresher. You eat what you have. You have an appreciation for what you have, And I think people on a whole, not just Americans, need to think more like that. You understand? It's not about who you are and what you have and trying to keep up with the Joneses, but it's to appreciate life, what you have, and appreciate the people around you. That's how I see it.
talk about politeness here in the UK, we have to remember that the way Brits talk is just a little bit more about not upsetting the herd. They're polite, they're understated, they can be very thoughtful, okay? They can also be very passionate, and it's more about the hinting and implications, forcing you to read between the lines and really know the person you're speaking to.
Okay.
As an American, I've learned to listen a little bit more and pay attention a little bit more rather than just kind of go through the motions of conversation with people. At first, I missed all the cues. I still kind of miss the cues sometimes, but now, and that part was really frustrating and annoying because I was having trouble conversing with people. But now that I've gotten a better handle on it, it's more calming, and the conversations are more quiet. They're gentler, and they just seem to have a little bit more meaning, even ones that are in passing with your neighbor. Cars aren't everything here. Lots of people walk, lots of people bike, lots of people take trains and buses. You just see more, you notice more, you connect more. Travel slows you down. Even the weather slows you down. I mean, rain isn't a problem. It's just part of life. You just deal with it and move on. Complain about it maybe, but you just deal with it and move on. You adjust and you just keep moving. Calmly, surely, slow and steady. And a little bit of rain's not going to stop you. Meals are secret here.
See, that right there is everything what she said. When it talk being polite to people, Here in the US, people are so snappy. People are so aggressive. People don't stop to, deal with people like they're just anybody, like they're just cast off. It's sad. Even when you walk into the supermarket and you hear somebody talk to a worker there, you're like, can you not use the common decency to say please or thank you? Or it just breaks your heart sometimes when you look at it. And it's it's a car world. You're driving here, you're driving there, the flashiest a car. As I look at these videos more and more, you can see you guys walk in the UK. Car is not a necessity. I can understand that your transportation system, it works for you. You get buses. There's so many things that when you look at it, your bike, you have small conversation with your neighbor next door, and you appreciate the small stuff. You know, in where I am in Alaska, I appreciate that as well. Yes, I have to drive, but I have the small conversation with my neighbors next door. I have a cup of tea with my neighbors next door. I appreciate life around me. But when I go to New York, it's a total different atmosphere. It's just, yeah, this. So I see what she's saying. You understand me? So it's not that it's not there. It's just that it's on a grander scale here in the US. People don't stop to listen. The conversation, it's all about them, them, them. They don't stop to listen to you. And the appreciation, they don't get the cues either. Because I would say that they're more on the aggressive side. And they don't keep up. Or they buffer stuff. They tell you stuff and they buffer it not to make you feel, even if it's for your own good. They have to polish it for you to feel good. You understand? Unlike you guys, which is the opposite. You laugh at your own expense. You tell it like it is. Not in a disrespectful way, but what it is what it is. The rain is falling, but it's not the end of the day. You get up, and you go. You understand me? Yeah.
Okay, especially when you go out to eat, it is an opportunity to bond. It's an opportunity to connect. You sit down, you talk, you savor your food. You're very much present. Back home in the US, I'd grab a sandwich in the car. I would do my grocery shopping on my lunch hour and then grab my food while go back to my desk and finish my work while I'm eating. Hardly ever had a hot meal. And even a simple lunch here just feels like a chance that you can pause and exist and breathe. And it's just better quality, more satisfying, and has a lot more to do with fueling yourself rather than comfort or making sure that I put something in my stomach on my way to somewhere else. Ultimately, the calmness of the UK isn't just about the surroundings. It's really a choice. The British people choose to be calm deliberately. It's a subtle thing. They don't do it without thinking. It's all ingrained in the culture. But they pause, they savor, and they move through life intentionally. And living here, I've realized that I want to choose that as well. So I've definitely come to be a little bit more British, taking more walks, having a little bit more tea than I used to in the US, definitely lingering over meals, noticing the little things in life, and just taking time to breathe. Maybe that's the secret to calm living. Then the British have found it. It is in true British style. Sit back, keep calm, carry on. Grab some tea. It solves most problems.
I love the way she ends this video. It's about appreciating the simple things in life. It's about keeping calm and carrying on. It's about having your food and savoring it and not rush on the go. It's about appreciating the things around you. A more carefree, less stress life. Who doesn't want something like that? Everybody would want to live like that. Sipping your tea, making it make sense is like saying hi to your neighbor. Go grocery shopping, not rushing in your lunch hour, sitting at your desk and trying to gobble down the food that is in front of you. going out to eat, appreciating the time that you spend with family. It's like, taking walks. The airplane going over here, guys. Everything comes into play when you're living life on a less stress state. That's how I see it. It's like you said, appreciate the small things, the walks, the rides, the eating your food, having small conversation, looking out at nature, looking out at history. Everything intertwines. You understand? So here in the US, you're always on the go. You don't get to appreciate the small stuff. Work is your life. Eating food is just, you're just eating something to put something in your stomach. It's not necessarily something that you want to save, or it's less appreciation for stuff. Majority of the time, it's about keeping up with the Joneses. And it's a stressful life, especially when you just you don't have a choice either. You're just on the go, on the go, on the go, and there's nothing more you can do, because that's how life is here. For a lot of people in America, that's the norm. And it's only when they step outside of the US and realize, I can breathe, I can appreciate, I can sit down, I can have a cup of tea, or I can sip my coffee and have some appreciation. Oh, work is done. It's only when they step out the side of the US they realize how the world outside is totally different from what they're used to. And then they can start appreciating more life on a whole. That's how I see it. You understand? Some people see it before, but not a lot. And I think a lot of people here in the US need to see that there's life outside of your job. There's things to appreciate. There's friendship that you need to feed into. You don't need to keep up with the Joneses. Bigger doesn't always mean better. Less is important as well. You know what I mean? It's a girl, and I'm running out of here. Be good, be kind, be safe out there. Love you guys to the max. About to get these kids going off to school. All right, about to wake up. Yeah. I'll see you guys in another one. Don't forget to hit the like on this one. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And I'll see you in another one. Love you guys. Bye.